e4, c6, d4, d5, e5. Advanced variation of Caro Kann defense. Bishop to f5. It's a white square. Knight f3. h6. Bishop e2. Light square bishop it is. Black plays e6. Short castle. c5. c3. Knight c6. Knight bd2. C takes d4. C takes d4 once again. Knight g to e7. So the basic opening is complete. White plays knight to b3. b3 is a white square. Black plays bishop h7, vacating the square for the knight. White plays knight to c5. White is trying to find a nice place to stick the knight. Black plays queen c7, guarding the pawn on b7. White plays bishop b5, a6, chasing the bishop. Bishop to a4, knight to f5, occupying the square vacated by the bishop. Bishop to e3, protecting the d5 pawn by 3 pieces now. Sorry, d4 pawn by 3 pieces now. Knight on f3, bishop on e3, and queen on d1 are protecting the d4 pawn. Black plays b5, chasing the bishop once again. The white bishop goes to b3, which is an inaccuracy. Bishop takes c5, d takes c5, knight takes e5, bishop f4, bishop f4, remember the London square bishop. So it's the f4 dark square. In a way it is pinning a knight to the queen, but there is a check, so the knight can still move. Knight takes f3 check. Queen takes f3. Queen takes c5. Rook a to c1, attacking the queen. Queen to d4, attacking the pawn on b2. White plays rook f e1. Black completes castling. short castle. Bishop to e5. Attacking the queen and at the same time protecting the b2 pawn. Queen goes to b6. b6 is a dark square. Queen g4 played by white. Black develops his rook. Rook a to c8. So from the black's perspective, assuming black is on the downside of the board, the black rook comes from the right side to the left from a to c8. White plays bishop c2, piling up on the knight. Rook c4, attacking the queen. Queen goes to f3. Now black doubles his rook on rook fc8. At this position, black is winning with minus 4.3. Bishop takes the knight on f5. Rook takes c1. Bishop takes bishop on h7 and check. King takes h7. Queen d3, check. King back to g8. Bishop c3, cutting the two rooks in between. So now one rook is not supporting the other. So rook takes e1 and check, and bishop takes e1. Now the other rook takes that place, rook c1. White plays king f1 to support the bishop. Queen a5 played by black, attacking the bishop. So remember, bishop cannot take the queen because it's pinned by the rook. And the bishop and the queen are on black squares. b4. Queen takes b4. Queen e3, adding a defender to the bishop. Queen c4 check. King g1. At this place, black has a winning plan to push the d pawn. So d4, black's d pawn goes to a black square and attacks the white queen, which is also on the black square. Queen moves to e4. Now the black pawn on d4 can move forward. The black queen is supported by both pawn and the rook, so there are no worries. d3 played by black. Queen goes to e3. Now black queen goes to c3. King f1 once again. d2. At this place, black blunders. Queen takes queen on c3. And this is a mate in one position. Rook takes e1 checkmate. Thank you. Let's analyze this position, which comes after the 14th move from white. Black chooses to play b5, and when black plays b5, it has already decided to give up his dark squared bishop by exchanging it with the knight. The other choice would have been to move to make b6, attacking the knight, first pushing the knight and then moving the pawn to b5 to attack the bishop. That would have been that could have been one way, but then I believe this is much simpler, uh, which is to go first chase the bishop by playing b5, and once the bishop moves, exchange the knight, thereby uh, spoiling the pawn structure and also um, making the e5 pawn vulnerable, uh, which can be captured. So there are two attackers, queen and knight are attacking the e4 pawn, so it can be captured. So that completes the development for black, and black king is now ready to castle. Another interesting moment happens after the 20th move by white, which is rook f to e1. So at this, in this position, black chose to castle. But what would have happened if black had chosen to capture the b2 pawn? See that there is a nice tactical sequence here. If black takes the b2 pawn, so black is diagonally capturing the b2 pawn, which is on the black square. Now the white bishop, which is on b3, which is a white square, can now capture d5. Now bishop takes d5 is safe because the pawn on e6 is pinned because of the rook on e1. So rook on e1 is staring at the black king, so this bishop cannot be captured. And moreover, notice this queen bishop battery from white, which is pointing to the, or which is attacking the a8 rook. So therefore, it is not safe to capture this pawn on b2. Instead, it is much better to castle.